Ladies al iniziare.
Hello, Simon Rainier out of Links Armatara in Kamloops, British Columbia. One of the really cool things about this art is our understanding of it should always be progressing. It's a recreated art, so interpretations change, all that kind of fun stuff. And to me, that's not a negative, that's a positive. The fact that we don't know everything is really cool, because it means we're always experimenting, always trying new things. As an example, something has always bothered me about Fiore's Mezzani cuts, the horizontal blows. There seemed to be some really weird things that just didn't work. By and large, the system of Fiore is incredible, very precise, very exacting, but the Mezzani cuts bothered me. They're in the very beginning of the book, principles section, so we're not even dealing with technique at this point, but he says some really strange things according to the translation I was using. First off, he says whenever they come from the right, they're always done with a true edge. Whenever they come from the left, they're always done with a false edge. And at first, really, always, anytime someone says always, it's a bit of a strange thing for me, because there's almost always exceptions. The second thing is the direction of the cuts, the path the cuts take. In the translation I was using, it was, my path could be everywhere from the head to the knee, which kind of raised some red flags with me as well. For example, why would you do a Mezzani cut towards the knee? It seems a little bit silly. Secondly, it's my feeling that Fiore basically assumes that if you're getting in a sword fight, you're at the very least wearing some sort of gambeson, some sort of padded clothing. A horizontal cut across the belly with any kind of padding whatsoever is not going to be crazy effective. Most of the cuts he shows in the book are to the head, to the arms, something more exposed. Then I was reading some Vadi, specifically Guy Windsor's translation of Vadi, which is totally worth a read. Vadi gets often overlooked, and I'm taking a more in-depth look and finding I'm learning a lot. But in there, Guy Windsor references this part of Fiore, and the translation is very slightly different. In the translation I was using, it was same as before, same as with the Guy Windsor, true edge from the right, false edge from the left, except it said the path of the cut can target anywhere from the head to the knee. Where the Guy Windsor translation has it, the path of the cut comes from the knee to the head. What that means is it starts low and goes high, which that one little change, which is a couple little words, made everything click so much better for me. Suddenly it makes sense. Yeah, you would always do a false edge Mezzani cut from the left and right, always a fun thing for me. Always from the left, because you never want to cross your arms across. That's a terrible thing to do. Always from the right with the true edge, because obviously, coming in that way is a horrendously awkward thing to do. Cool, solves that. Solves the problem I had of why would you cut across someone's belly if they're wearing any kind of protection? It makes no sense. Now it does. So, new Mezzani cuts. Start low, cut across to the head level. This is logical. Additionally, it lends itself to some more interesting footwork. Even though it's never explicitly said, reading between the lines of Fiore, interpreting it as you should be doing, coming in on a straight line, not always a great idea. With this new Mezzani cuts, an offline step becomes, quite frankly, the most natural thing in the world for this. It's extremely easy to deliver these cuts in such a way that we're stepping offline, keeping ourselves covered. If our opponent is throwing a fendente at us, coming across in this Mezzani cut, a lot of times what happens is not only do we parry the cut, but we end up leaving our tip in their face, which, yeah, that's exactly what we're after, right? So, new interpretation, for me anyway. And I haven't seen a lot of other people really clue into this, so I want to give a big thanks to Guy Windsor for drawing my attention to this, even though he didn't do it in person. I'll have to thank him in person if I ever meet him. So, start low, sword at knee level, cut across and up. Start low, sword at knee level, cut across and up. Also leads into, when you're coming from the left-hand side with that false edge, you can really snake around the other person's sword, get right in behind it and leave themselves horrendously open to your attacks. Yeah, so thank you for this. Enjoy your Mezzani cuts. Oh, one little addendum. The exception to this seems to be Fiore's punta falsa, where you come in across, he says to feint with a Mezzani cut, basically. Coming across, flip your sword around in for a half swording position. 1, 2. We tried this out from the low guard, and it doesn't work quite as well as from the high guard. So every rule has an exception, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Bye-bye.